This is Anne Butler, the Book Griffin, and thanks for joining another one of my book chats. Recently, I've been finding out more about romance subgenres. This is really helpful for me as an avid romance reader, as in previous years, you've probably done this too. I bought books where the blurb didn't give enough clues about what the hell I was in for. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, in my opinion. I do like to be surprised, and I do have the option of not finishing, of DNFing, as we all do. A handful of times I have walked into, for example, dark romances, totally unaware. I finished a few, I've DNF'd many. I tend to DNF those that go to places that are way, way too dark for my tastes. And that's why I approach stories labeled dark romance with some caution. Having said that, it is a fine line, isn't it? There are levels of dark in this category, and there are angsty stories that fit this category, which I don't find off-putting. Just so you know, if the blurb hints at anything related to angst, then I'm likely to swipe to start reading. Likewise, there are stories that had I known where they would go, I would have steered clear. In this episode, I'll talk about those dark romances which pulled me in. The first one is The Mistress Mistake by Linda Chance. It's a story about an escort, Jessica, and her only client, Connor. Jessica is a university student drowning in debt, and she's on the verge of losing everything. Her credit was ruined years before when her identity was stolen, and she is struggling. On the other side of the story is Connor. Connor is someone who loves sex, but he doesn't want a relationship, and he doesn't want the bother of going out to find someone when the urge takes him. He wants to have someone at his beck and call, someone who is available and ready for when he wants them. He's willing to pay for the privilege. He's quite wealthy. And he's willing to pay all the living expenses to have that person at his beck and call. He advertises for such a person, and Jessica answers the ad. Connor he's 28, so there's not a huge age gap. So for those who don't like that sort of power dynamic or big age gap romances, then this isn't one of those. The first pages of The Mistress Mistake tells us the world we're about to enter. So there's ample opportunity to walk away if you don't like the setup. The setup didn't put me off, so I dug straight in and I finished it. This was not one of those DNF moments. The second story in this chat relates to Love Me Damaged by Layla Frost. Love Me Damaged is a standalone story in a 2-part series, and it is very dark indeed. The themes include self-harm, suicidal thoughts, and stalking. The main character is Briar. Briar has had a tough life, and she is in counseling to help her to cope, but she's really not doing very well. And every day she finds a reason to keep going, and it's a struggle. As if that's not bad enough, she has a stalker. Small mercies, she doesn't know that she has a stalker. The stalker is him, the other part in this story. I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to leave it there because anything else I say will include spoilers. So I'm going to leave it there. It was a difficult read at some points, and I did stop for a while because there were some points in the story that just hit, just sort of got into my head a little bit. So I did pause my reading of this particular story for a while. But I went back to it when my curiosity finally overrode my aversion to where I got up to in the narrative. And I'm glad that I finished it. I'm really glad I did, because the payoff was worth it. To me, the payoff was so worth it. But it was a hard slog for me to get through those first few chapters. If you like dark romances that are really dark, then this is one for you. I would give it a go. I would give them both a go. So they are The Mistress Mistake by Linda Chance, which was first published in 2013, and Love Me Damaged by Layla Frost, and that was published in 2021. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed listening, then please hit the like button and subscribe to receive notification of new episodes. If there's a genre or a character type that you would like me to cover in one of my book chats, then please leave a comment and I will get back to you. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok by searching for The Book Griffin.